Think of this. We would have seen a lot of articles, blogs, posts, etc. talking about milk being taxed under GST. Well, this is a classic scenario of half truth and half life. Because there is truth in this for sure, but at the same time, not the complete truth. It is the pre-packaged and processed milk items that are taxed under GST. But the fresh milk we receive at our homes on a day-to-day basis is exempted from this process. There has been a lot of misinformation around the concept of GST in India, and a lot of hearsay is there to pull it down. And the milk example is just a cog in the larger wheel. So in this video, we will try to understand 4 things. First, what is GST and why did it get implemented? Second, how has GST made the lives of the common man easy? Third, what does one nation, one tax mean for the common man? And fourth, how has the tech behind the GST assisted the common man in tax execution? On July 1, 2017, India introduced GST, a new tax system. It's a single tax that replaces many old taxes. GST is charged where goods and services are used, not where they are made or sold. This change required updating India's constitution and aims to simplify tax collection for businesses and consumers. Pre-GST, there were a lot of indirect taxes, which included VAT, cess, and many other taxes that resulted in a lot of complexities in the overall system. All these many indirect taxes have now been replaced with one singular tax system, which is the GST. The idea of a nationwide GST in India was first proposed by the Kelkar Task Force on Indirect Taxes in 2000. The Empowered Committee of State Finance Ministers prepared a design and roadmap, releasing the first discussion paper in 2009. The Constitution Amendment Bill was introduced in 2011, but faced challenges regarding compensation to states and other issues. After years of deliberation and negotiations between the state and central governments, the Constitution 122nd Amendment Bill 2014 was introduced in the Parliament. On July 1, 2017, finally, GST laws were implemented, replacing a complex web of central and state taxes. Under the Indian GST, goods and services were categorized into different slabs, including 5%, 12%, 18%, and 28%. So now that we have a clearer understanding on the basics of GST as to what is GST, why did it get implemented, the history of GST, we will now do a deep dive to understand the first key takeaway of the video, improving the life of the common man. The implementation of GST has brought about significant benefits for consumers in India. One of the most notable changes is the reduction in tax rates on many common use items, leading to more affordable prices for daily necessities. This positive impact is particularly evident in the case of essential goods such as pasteurized milk, tea, milk powder, sugar, edible vegetable oil, spices, and footwear priced up to Rs 500, which previously faced taxes between 6 to 10%, but now are taxed at a more reasonable 5%. The benefits extend beyond just basic necessities, as the GST regime has also lowered the tax burden on various consumer durables, making a wide range of products more accessible to the average Indian consumer, the Aam Aadmi. These changes collectively contribute to easing the financial strain on households and improving the overall affordability of both essential and non-essential goods in the market. For instance, products like hair oil, toothpaste, soaps, perfumes, and detergents, which previously faced an average tax burden of almost 28%, now fall under an 18% tax bracket, a huge tax reduction. The average pre-GST taxation on common use electrical items, including mixer grinders, refrigerators, vacuum cleaners, TVs up to 27 inches, and washing machines was around 31.5%. However, under GST, the tax rate for these items has significantly reduced to 12%. Similarly, many bathroom and toilet fittings, doors, windows, and frames previously taxed at an average rate of 28% now have a reduced tax rate of 18% only. These reductions have collectively made everyday household items and leisure activities more cost-effective for the general public. Secondly, through GST, the government has been able to establish the concept of one nation, one taxation. We already established the fact that through GST, the government was able to set up a central taxation system. But what most people don't know is that there was a high resistance from state governments for the implementation of GST. The reason behind this was, through the previous taxation system, there was a higher earning potential for the state governments. And after all, it's all about the money. This would have significantly fallen through the implementation of GST. The government, to solve this problem, introduced an extended support of cess on luxury products, which is a type of taxation till 2026. This helped the government bridge the gap in their revenue earnings. GST laid the foundation for a seamless national market, reshaping India's tax landscape and driving economic growth. By digitizing processes from registration to return filing, the GST portal ensured smoother compliance for businesses, fostering a tech-enabled environment. One of the main objectives was to digitize and modernize our tax compliance, which GST has brought us closer to. Thirdly, through GST, the government has significantly reduced the incidence of tax evasion. The introduction of the E-Way Bill and E-Invoicing systems were game changers for the people of India. These systems ensured that every movement of goods and every transaction was recorded and reported in real time. The E-Way Bill tracked the transport of goods, reducing the chances of underreporting and fraudulent billing. Similarly, E-Invoicing mandated businesses to generate invoices through the GST portal, ensuring transparency and accuracy in the reporting of sales and services. Adding to this technological arsenal, the government introduced geotagging of firms and cargo vehicles. This technology allowed authorities to track the exact location of businesses and the routes taken by transport vehicles, ensuring that goods reach their intended destinations without any diversion. This single measure significantly curbed the practice of issuing fake invoices and engaging in multiple billing to evade taxes. Lastly, the GST network, GSTN portal, provided free downloadable accounting software for small traders, making it easier for them to maintain accurate records and comply with GST regulations. These tech advancements under GST have created a more transparent, accountable, and more importantly, efficient tax system in India, significantly reducing tax evasion and contributing to the country's economic growth. But unfortunately, every great thing comes with its own set of challenges, and something of the scale of GST is just too big to be true. Some aspects of the GST that needs to be addressed are: 1. Multiplicity of tax slabs. Multiple tax rates, 0%, 5%, 12%, 18%, 28%, complicate compliance for businesses. 2. Compliance burden. Frequent return filings and detailed record keeping increase the workload for all businesses. 3. Technical glitches. Issues with the GST network cause delays and frustration in processing returns and E-Way bills. 4. Input tax credit issues. Complex documentation and verification processes delay input tax credit claims. 5. Lack of awareness. Insufficient training and awareness make it harder for smaller businesses to understand and comply with GST requirements. But to conclude, I would like to leave you with the following insights that have been possible only because of the GST. The implementation of GST has significantly benefited the common man in India by making daily necessities more affordable through reduced rates on essential and consumer goods. This has eased financial burdens and increased the accessibility of household items. The unified tax structure of one nation, one tax has simplified the previously complex taxation system, facilitating a seamless national market and fostering economic growth. Technological advancements like the E-Way Bill, E-Invoicing systems, and geotagging have enhanced transparency and reduced tax evasion. The GST network portal, with free accounting software for small traders, has further simplified compliance, making the tax system more transparent and efficient. Any big project takes a long time to implement, and so is the case with GST. Yes, it is not foolproof, but it has made life easier for the common man, and no one can deny that. This is Akshay. See you in the next one.